Hi, welcome to Padma Yoga. Thank you for joining us. We've been discovering the qualities of the element space, the expansive and vastness of space in our yoga practice. Today we're going to look at the Sanskrit word Samadhi. This literally means a deep, intense meditation state, and also the living state of vision of oneness, really taking that deep meditation into our daily life. This is Samadhi state. Our feature poses today are boat and fish, and so please stick around for that. We're going to start our warm-up today. I'm joined by Tanya and by Paulina. So come to the front of your mat. We'll start with a slow sun salutation warm-up. Starting on 2 feet, standing in mountain pose. Settle yourself down. Feel your weight drop down into the earth. Drop the tail, lift the head up, and roll your shoulders back. Let's bring the hands to prayer. Rise straight up, inhaling to the sky. Bend your knees and front fold. Nice flat back down, touch the earth. Exhale. Now take your right foot back to lunge and sink way deep into this lunge, as deep as you can, even to where the thigh becomes parallel to the floor. Big exhale. Now stepping back to dog stretch. Press those heels down, lengthen your spine, tip the hips up and reach the armpits towards the toes. Press through the palms and fingers, breathe in and out. And come to full plank pose or half plank, whichever works for you best. Hands straight down to the floor. Come to Sphinx or Cobra or Up Dog. Just pull your shoulders back, lift the chest and arch your back. And rolling down, half push up to child pose. Settle the hips down and just drop the head down, totally relaxing here. Take a nice big breath in and out. And lifting up through your cat stretch, bring the right foot forward. Again, the right foot lunge. If you're doing the full-legged lunge, press this thigh back to really stretch the left leg, push through the left heel. And then stepping forward, just drop the head down, head to knee. Big inhale, exhale. And bending the knees, you can just curl up through your back. To standing, roll the shoulders up, back, and down. And just stand for a moment in your mountain pose. Feel your weight come back to center and your composure come right back to your center of gravity. Breathing steady, bring your hands to prayer. Inhale up, reach for the sky, big smile. Bend the knees, exhale forward, right down to the floor. Now your left foot steps back to lunge. Whichever version works for you, sinking way deep into this one. Feel a good stretch in the thighs here. Nice and steady. You should be able to almost balance with your hands if you can. Then stepping back to dog. You can pulse the heels here, flexing the hips and calves. Push the palms of the hands into the floor. And then forward to full plank or half plank. And keep your elbows in as you lower down. And then lift up. Point the toes and draw your legs together, pulling the shoulder blades back. And down. Press up to child. And just take a moment to breathe in your child pose. Arching up through your cat stretch. Now bring your left foot forward. And again, into whichever lunge works for you today. Feel the breath go right through your whole body in these stretches. Stepping forward, let the head hang down nice and loose in your shoulders. Relaxing your arms. And pull the belly in as you curl slowly up through your back. Pull the belly in, tuck the seat bone down, roll your shoulders back and come right to center. Stand super tall in your spine, rolling the shoulders back. Just let your head drop slightly. Pull the ribs back. Feel your weight standing right down in your both feet. Breathe in, breathe out. You can just stay here in this wonderful mountain pose, feeling the weight of that and the sweet balance of this posture. We'll see you right back after the break for our feature poses, boat and fish. Hi, welcome back to Padma Yoga. We're going to start sitting on the floor, so if you can find yourself a comfortable position, you can use a blanket or a cushion under your seat if it's more comfortable. We're starting with the peanut butter pose. So in this one, you simply sit cross-legged and start to circle your ribs around as if you're circling around the inside of a peanut butter jar. Just like that. This is really nice for massaging the belly, good for the digestion. It's a variation of the Nauli yogic cleansing practice. And just once more this way and change direction. See if you can make as big a circle as possible. Not moving your head so much, but trying to actually move from the waist in big circles around 4 times each way. Just once more. There, kind of gets the waist moving. Now take the legs and put them both over to, feet over to the left side. We're going to do a bit of a hip opener here with one hand on the floor and one hand on the hip. This is what we call the Martha Graham yoga pose. In this one we lift the hip up and reach with the chest and then sit back down and contract. So in one way we're lifting and stretching, and the other way we're contracting and setting back. As you lift up, also look right over your shoulder behind you. And as you sit back, look over the other shoulder. As you lift up, also inhale, long, deep inhalation. And as you sit back, exhale, contract the tummy. And just twice more of these. Lifting up, arch your back and inhale. As you sit back, exhale, contract. Once more, inhale. Exhale. Nice, let's change sides. Just simply bring the knees up and over to the other side. And again, one hand can brace you on the floor, one hand on the hip. And lift up and look over your shoulder. And rotate back, look over the other shoulder. Lifting up, remember to smile as you do your yoga. Exhale, looking back. Lifting up the hip, arch your back, lift the chest. Exhale, contract the belly. And rotate twice more. Again, this is very good for massaging the intestines. Exhale as you contract and relax the belly. Very good for your digestion, which will help your general state of health. Exhale. Let's just do one more for good measure. And lifting up, inhale. And exhale. Lovely. Come right back to center. Just turn to the side now. We're going to go into our boat poses. So, sitting up, you can draw the feet in. And just leaning slightly back, lift up the feet so your back stays flat and the feet are just up. You can keep them bent, trying to keep your shoulders back. You can let go of the arms if that works for you. Or you might even stretch the legs out longer. Just hold for just a moment. And then bend and relax. You can stretch the legs right out in front of you, Dandasana, point the toes up. Bring your hands back and just arch your back once. Just lifting up, give the back a nice big arch. Look up at the sky. How about one of our big lion face stretches, big wide open. Stretch the face, the cheeks, the nose, the throat, everything. Fabulous. All right, settling back to boat pose. Bring the knees up again. Find again your first boat pose. Just tipping back on the seat. Now you can stretch your legs out and just drop down a few degrees to a bit more open position. And then drop down again to a wider position. And now lie right down on the floor. Bring your arms over your head. And now a big sit up, straight into sitting up position. And reach forward into a forward fold. Exhale. And then curling up. Let's try that same sequence again. Bring the knees up. 90 degrees, tip back into your boat pose, lifting chest and press the shoulders back. Stretch out into whichever boat pose you can do today. And now as best you can, lower down about 60 degrees. Lower down to about 30 degrees, and then right down to the floor. Arms come over your head. Nice big sit up. And forward to your toes. Drop your head. And curl back up again. Third time boat pose. Bring the knees up. Tip back into your boat. Stretch the legs out. And now down to 60 degrees. Down to 30 degrees. And now stop there and come back up again. See if you can lift up and lift up. That's great. It's a rising boat. Up again, not sinking boat this time. And now down again and again. And this time let yourself sink right down onto the floor. Arms come up over your head. Just lay there for a moment. Breathe and stretch your entire body long. Doing now reclining half moon. So we're taking the heels and walking them to the left side. Just about a foot over to the left side. Keep your hips squared on the floor. Big inhale and a big exhale. And then walk the feet back to center. And walk your feet to the right side. And again, one big inhale. Big exhale. Then walk the feet back to center again. Let's do one more full sit up, right up to sitting up. Beautiful. Forward fold, and come right back up to sitting up. I'm just going to lie slowly as you can down on the floor and stay lying on the floor right through the whole break. So slowly as you can, recline down. You can reach out towards the toes and just inch your way down, inch your way down, inch your way down. And just lying right on the floor, let yourself completely relax here. We'll see you right back after the break for our exploration of the Sanskrit word Samadhi. Hi, welcome back to Padma Yoga. We're exploring the Sanskrit word Samadhi. Samadhi literally is the highest level of meditation, the final stage of classical yoga practice. In Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, Samadhi is the eighth limb of the 8 limbs of yoga. Samadhi is really the yogi's kind of perfected state, when everything is completely in harmony, unified, when the intellect is bright and completely aware of the oneness of being. This samma, this coming together of the intellect, is called samadhi. Another aspect of samadhi can be thought of when through our life we go into deeper and deeper states of awareness, and finally we go into the deepest samadhi of all, our final samadhi state. For example, in the Tibetan book of Living and Dying, they describe how we actually pass from this world into a deeper state of samadhi when we don't need this body anymore. Not considered dying, considered deeply going into a deep, deep meditation state. Now let's practice this Samadhi experience in our yoga. We'll start with the fish pose. So firstly, Paulina's going to show us a modification of fish pose you can do, which is very restorative, very restful, with a bolster laid just across the upper back, kind of across the back of the upper shoulders, and then lay your head on a second pillow, just to protect the neck so there's no strain. Opening up the arms. This is just a wonderful back arch. You can totally let go in this restorative pose. The shoulders are drawn back from the heart. The head is just below the heart, so your brain gets lots of great energy, relaxing the rib cage and the legs. And then Tanya's going to show us the fish pose from another position. So she's going to tuck her hands underneath her seat and just bring the elbows in close, and then lay the head back. So the very, very crown of her head rests on the floor. Lift up the chest. If you're very strong in your back, you can bend your knees. And if you feel really secure, there's no strain on your neck, you can lift your feet up in the air. And if you're extra super strong, like Tanya, you can reach your arms up and do the full fish pose, fabulously strengthening for your back and spine. And then gently releasing this, you bring your feet down, hands down, and be extra careful with your neck, lifting up, and then lay your neck down on the ground. Exactly. Relax your shoulders and hands. Relax your feet. Paulina's put the bolster under her knees. Now we're going to practice a yogic technique called Yoga Nidra. This is simply a lying down. Actually, it's called Yoga Nidra, literally means yogic sleep. But we're not actually going to fall into a deep sleep. It's a state of deep meditation, which is above deep sleep, but not in the waking state. So we're not in deep sleep, we're not in dream state, we're not in a waking state. We're in the fourth state, Yoga Nidra. It's a space of total rest, as if you're completely asleep, but your mind is not asleep. Your awareness is awake, but you're not thinking like in the waking state. It's an in-between state, and a liminal state between other states of consciousness. Imagine the weight of your head dropping to the floor, the weight of your skull, the weight of the skin of your face. Feel the weight of your right shoulder, the weight of your right arm and hand. Now feel the weight of your left shoulder, your left arm and hand. Just give your hands a little squeeze together into fists, and then open them, totally relaxing your arms and hands. Feel the weight in the back of your upper back, your ribs. Exhale through your belly, feeling the whole low back drop onto the floor. Feel the belly relax, the intestines, the low back. Relax your right hip and thigh and calf and your right foot and all your right toes. And now your left hip, your left thigh, your left calf, and your left foot and all the left toes. Now all at once, feel your entire body weight all at once drop, just like a stone, onto the earth. Let yourself be as still and deep as in deep sleep. And yet your mind is not asleep. You're aware of a deep, deep space. Just stay here. We'll see you right back after the break for our concluding meditation together. Hi, welcome back to Padma Yoga. Thank you for joining us today. If you'd like any more information on this, please go to padmameditation.com. We've been discovering the meaning of Samadhi, that deep meditation state. Unfortunately, we don't have to completely pass from this world before we get to experience that. There's an idea of a Jivan Mukta, that liberated soul, which is still living right here on the planet Earth with this body, and yet completely free. And that can be attained through your practice, through your meditation. A very direct way to connect with that Samadhi state is to meditate on your own bliss body. The subtlest of all our bodies is the Anandamaya Kosh, the bliss body. And when you meditate, you can take your attention to that and directly experience that perfect Samadhi state. And then when you open your eyes, you can move in the world with all the joy of that bliss state. So let's bring our hands together for one practice. We can just rub the palms together, create some heat in the palms, and then cup your hands over your eyes. Just inhale, exhale here, gaze into the darkness. And then allow your hands to wash down over your face and throat and body. Let's just repeat that again. Just bring the hands together, rub the palms, cup your eyes, inhale, exhale, and allow the hands to wash down over your face and body. Perfect. You can just sit quietly with your eyes closed, take your attention inward to your own bliss. Thank you very much.